lots of farm implements, farming, carpentry tools.
Is this a much older addition, or is these recycled beams, or?
The lean-to
Yeah.
in terms of the oldness or getting old, these are the original
Yeah.
cedar shakes. As is that, what do you call that?
Window treatment, door.
Portal? Or?
Yeah, there is a
That
term.
might be right.
And if you, where's the? I don't like bringing this story up, and it's not necessary. But no, there's a box here of cedar. Okay, in terms of your question
What do we call
about
this, a lean-to?
and how Rosilda got involved, it's a good story about history. It's in my, it's in the other room. Yeah, here, I'll get it.
Fred Burdett said that at one point a ghost pushed him down the stairs.
Push them?
Yes.
Push what?
Pushed
Way
Fred.
down the stairs.
What do we need to anger that
And he had a lot of stories.
Does anybody know what happened to Fred?
He was out in Arizona last time. He-
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm pretty sure he's passed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty old now, right?
I don't think he's here anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he just went out there and.
Yep.
For his health, for his age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure.
Lived out there.
And had no relatives here, back here.
No, his mother had passed a
Yeah,
long time ago.
Yeah, nice guy. Anyway, in terms of the oldness of things, this is from the Antiquarian Landmarks, who first had the house. Ruth gave the house to them. And this says, Waldo House, Waldo. Shingles were nailed against vertical oak sheathing. Wall had been protected by a series of lean-to sheds, etc. Not sure when series of bathrooms and closets were built. 18th century type lath nails were pulled out of wall, one nail per shingle, which is always kind of cute. No evidence that other three sides were so shingled, save these for barn arch display. And then they gave this back to us. Now, as anybody might know the story, if Rosilda, you were around, obviously, when Rosilda did not like the fact that they moved into this house, right? Do you know the story?
Oh, no, I don't know the story.
Okay, Rosilda was our town clerk forever.
Yeah.
And she ran the town for us.
Yeah, I remember Zoe.
Yeah, you all know that. And anyway, she didn't like something, she'd, and in no uncertain terms. And so you always try to stay on the good side of Rosilda. But the antiquarians really pissed her off. I don't know exactly what happened, I wasn't around. But Ruth's will and trust says the house cannot be lived in. I was referred to as the house that can never be lived in. And she was very clear about that in her trust document. What the antiquarians did was they moved a family into this house. And that was pretty egregious. And I'm totally behind Rosilda for me. So what she did, rather than, she taxed them. And they went, well, you can't tax us, we're a nonprofit organization, etc. We don't have, and she said, you're breaking the trust, I'm gonna tax you. And so that ended the relationship. Arthur Livenguth was the director of the Antiquarian and Landmark Society, which is now called the,
I think it's Historic New England, right?
I think that's right.
Or wait, or not, or maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Is it the Connecticut one or the
It's the one in
larger?
Hartford.
No, I think it's.
Oh, the Hartford one, then I forget what it's
They
called.
changed the name. The Antiquarian and Landmark Society was a stupid name.
Who knows?
Yeah.
They change it every...
But no, this was a good name that came up.
Okay.
And they got some good, smart historians. But Arthur Livenguth was the guy I dealt with. And they decided to give it up. And then the Historical Society was formed in 1975 to take the house from them. They gave the house in its content. And that's when Rosilda took over. And then she really did, she started in on Farm Day. She gave a lot, she was here. She cleaned it herself, I think. She was Ruth's maid at the time, at earlier history, so she knew the house and she knew what to do. And by the way, her son, Will, by the way, you remember Will? He might buy my cousin's place
Oh, wow.
around the corner.
Yep.
He
We
might-
used to have our historical society meetings in the kitchen
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the summer.
all the time.
In the winter?
Yeah,
The
we haven't
furnace
been anywhere
was
else.
going? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, I guess we shut that down when we were running low on money. But anyway, so that's where those, so this is the oldest, kind of, in terms of the house structure. And they were preserved
Pretty
because
cool.
they say the lean-to.
See that one nail they're talking about there?
Here you go. The
Yeah,
one
it's
nail.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty, I can't believe it's lasted this long. Well, it's probably because he had this album.
Because of the lean-to.
It's really great.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's farming implements out there, you know,
And these are all more or less Waldo related as
All
well?
local.
Yeah, local at least?
yeah. Well, you tell me what isn't.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that isn't.
That's
But
cool.
my favorite story is, of course, these objects here, which are, I always play a game with people, see how well they smell. But if you open that up, stick your nose into it, you'll smell whiskey. And I assured them the Waldos were teetotalers, and that came from the Thomas side of the family, who were drinkers. And
That's serious.
would have been not something the Waldos, as far as I know, ever consumed. But anyway.
Medicinal.
Of course.
It is.
Yes.
Right.
It's a medicine cabinet, very big one.
So that, I think
Yeah, it's
that's
nice.
it. I would say if there are any questions.